welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Pokemon Fire Red. I am your host, DG, and in this episode we are going to be making our way through Mount Moon to get to Cerulean City. Now, funny thing is, and I've spoken about this in the past episodes before, is that as a kid I used to absolutely suck at Pokemon, and Mount Moon was no exception. I got lost in Mount Moon habitually. As a matter of fact, I feel like I may have encountered more Zubats than the average person in my lifetime by at least 4 or 5 times the amount, just because I got stuck in Mount Moon so much. I probably reset my Fire Red game cartridge at least 700 times just because I quit and then wanted to start again because I was stuck in Mount Moon. As a matter of fact, the only shiny Pokemon that I have ever encountered naturally has been on Mount Moon. I have encountered so many Zubats that I found a green Zubat one day, and I remember just staring down at my Game Boy, and I was freaking out because I didn't know what it was, and I just was like, oh my gosh, no, like this might actually like destroy my game. And I was debating catching it, and after about a good 15 minutes I was just like, screw it, and I ran away from it. I was probably like, I was young. I don't even remember how old I was. I just know I was young, and it was core memory because I told my friends about it and they all clowned me. And yeah, my friend Matthew, who lived across the street, he was like, dude. And it was the funniest thing, right? Because I'm sitting there like, well, I mean, I still don't know how to get out of Mount Moon. So I'll just run into another one. I have not ran into a single shiny Pokemon just off chance like that since. That has actually been my one and only shiny encounter up until actually last night. I was playing an Emerald and I did a ROM hack to get a shiny Rayquaza, but I actually ended up not keeping it. I exited out before I saved because I just decided, you know what, it doesn't feel right now that I have it. Like, I cheated for this, so I actually just restarted and I got the regular Rayquaza. And, there's nothing wrong with that, I just want to get it legitimately if I do get it at all, But yeah, I actually have never ran into another shiny Pokemon since then. And I mean, I was young, so this is like very, very traumatic. But anyways, I know how to get out of Mount Moon now. So basically, if you guys saw, like when you first walk in, to the left there is like that big wide open area, and then when you go over to the right it becomes a little bit more of a maze. Really, you just go to the right and you follow the line of trainers. I swear to you, it's that easy. All you do is you just follow the line of trainers on the very first level, and then the rest of Mount Moon, it practically walks you through it. I was taking all of the other like little staircases or ladders, and it got to the point where I was just getting lost because I'm taking all these ladders and I'm like, well, I don't know which one's the right one, and I never ended up getting all the way around. Because when you walk in like, say you walk in like center bottom, you have to go essentially to the top left corner, but you have to do it by going to the right and then up and then to the left, if that makes sense. So that's basically Mount Moon. Like, you get through that first part and then you are literally walked through the rest of the cave. Like, there's no other mistakes that you could make from there. So that's like my trick for Mount Moon. We're basically going to fight off all the trainers, so that way when we come back in, you guys can see it. Like, we're gonna fight all of the first floor trainers, go heal up, and then we're just gonna go straight to the ladder that we need, and then from there, like, you'll see, like, it literally walks you through it. So we're just gonna talk to this guy. Thought it was gonna be a battle. He wasn't a battle, but we've got a couple more trainers that we can battle on this first level here. So we're going to purposely get in the way of this lass, or I think that's what they're called, this lasses, like this character sprite. And we're just going to take her out. We're just basically going to probably ember her to death, honestly. And yeah, from there you guys will see. So we're just going to take out like everybody. Yeah, she's sending out a Bellsprout, so we're just going to ember her to death. And from right here, we are also going to get another evolution. We have a freaking Charmeleon now. If you guys ever watch the anime, this is the part where Ash's Charmander kind of stopped listening to him. This is also the furthest that I ever got as a kid because I could never make it out of freaking Mount Moon. So I never really got a Charizard as a kid, you know. It's like it was very traumatic. This is actually probably why I'm doing this series, is so that way I'm forced to take on those old traumas and face them head first. Now you may be tempted to go to that one, but you'll see that there is a kid there. There was a trainer there. So you're gonna purposely just skip over that one and put yourself in the way. Mount Moon's first floor, it basically forces you, like, you're either going to fight everybody that you can to get through, or, you know, you're just gonna get lost, and you're just gonna be helplessly, hopelessly lost. But this guy, nah, he's, like, our Stinger is basically taking him out. Like, Beedrill in this game is actually pretty decent. I know a lot of people used to crap on him, but I think he's pretty good. It's nothing like Pokemon Emerald or just the 3rd generation in general. Anybody who's played Emerald, Ruby, or Sapphire knows, like, there's only but so many Pokemon that you can use in that game, and if you try to, like, veer away from, like, one kind of basic team, you're going to struggle. I mean, like, those games are just, they're difficult, man, the way how they're set up. And there's not very many options. Like, the only good starter is going to be Mudkip in that game. And like Torchic and Trico are nice, but like they just don't. It's like one overpowered easy way to get through the game because he literally handles everything, or 2 very hard ways of going about the game. In Fire Red, it's completely different, or not completely different. It's a little different. Like, you have Bulbasaur, which is easy mode. Squirtle is what I consider medium mode, and then Charmander I consider to be hard mode. But I mean, in that game, it's like if you don't choose a Mudkip, I just feel like you're setting yourself up for a very difficult time. And tell me down in the comments if you guys feel the same way. Like, I from playing Generation 3 and having tried all 3 starters and trying all 3 starters in this game as well, I truly do feel like, you know, if you don't pick Mudkip in those games, you're screwed. Whereas in this game, you have like an easy, normal, hard mode. And we chose to play this on hard mode because I freaking love Charmander. So as you can see, we're going to go in. We just healed up. We walked back into the cave. We're going to go up, and we're just going to completely go around. Like, we're just going to go to that far, pretty much like top left staircase that I showed you guys. We're going to avoid that one because that trainer's right there, kind of giving us a hint. We're going to keep running away from all these Zubat unless we find a green one. And we're going to grab this little Pokeball up here. It's a Moonstone. Pretty nice. Run away from another Zubat. Not a shiny, so we don't care. And we went down that ladder. Now you see it literally takes you to where you have to be. You might be thinking, oh, what about that team Rocket guy there? Don't even worry about him. It's just this one you have to worry about. So we're just gonna pretty much quick attack or thunder shock him to death. Pretty much, it's pretty standard. You know, like, these rocket grunts shouldn't be anything too special unless you're me as a kid and you can't get through Mount Moon. I pretty much cleared out every Team Rocket grunt except for the ones that mattered. It was... You guys just don't understand it. Like, this part was like really starting to frustrate me. I'm not even gonna lie. I should have just sped this part up, but we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna switch out to our freaking Charmeleon, and we're gonna get this guy handled. And I really thought that Scratch was gonna do it, so we're just gonna Ember him to take him out. Bones grew to level 15, and as you guys can see, I'm pretty sure somebody got hurt. Yeah, Bones got kind of scratched up there. All right, so all you do is you just go up the staircase, and it literally, like, there's no other direction that you guys can go. Like, you just follow the path. If I had known it was that easy when I was a kid, I would have probably broken my Game Boy, because I literally spent like years on and off with this game, like restarting it completely just to get lost, like utterly trashed in Mount Moon. Then several years later, I got out of Mount Moon and I was like rejoicing. And then I faced Misty, and I had like a whole other set of problems on my hands. So like, yeah, I have a lot of trauma around this game. So we're going to like absolutely annihilate and like pretty much run through this game, and we're putting it on the internet because it's going to force us to do it, because that's healthy. And this is probably the best part. So you go up this staircase, and then you have to fight this scientist dude, but you actually get something really cool for it. So we're just going to kind of get through this here. We're going to send out Mr. Buttburn and probably just Ember him to death. let's see. Yep, antidote. And probably potion up, and then just attack him. Charmeleon should be good enough to go from here. I don't even remember what I was doing. It's been so long since I actually recorded this, like at least a couple days. It's about to send out Voltorb. Voltorb, we can just Ember him, and what are we gonna do? What bad decision do I make here? Okay, cool. So he just pretty much fainted himself, and so there is two different routes you can go down. A lot of people consider the Helix fossil to be better than the Dome fossil. Let me know which one you think is better. Now, I know that, like, stat-wise, they're about the same, but people prefer, like, a lot of people prefer, including my childhood best friend who played this game with me a lot of people prefer to get the Ammonite, but I always go with the Dome fossil. Reason why is I just think that Kabutops is, like, freaking awesome in terms of like Pokemon design, and Kabuto's kind of cute too. But just like that, we're out of Mount Moon, so you're gonna start off here on Route 4, and basically you go up here, you might see these two guys. I at first thought that they were a battle, but it turns out they're not. One of them is gonna teach you Mega Punch. I almost said Mach Punch. One of them is gonna teach you Mega Punch, and the other one can teach you Mega Kick. So we decide that ultimately we want Mega Punch, and we're actually going to teach this to Bones. And right now, as you can see, I sat there and thought about it. Like, do I really want this? Yes, I want it. So we're going to delete a move from Bones, and we're going to give him the ability to learn Mega Punch, which is going to be awesome. As far as I remember, I'm actually still running this move on Bones right now in terms of like actual gameplay. But I haven't played this game in a couple days at the time of recording this voiceover. As you guys know, I've been obsessed with Emerald. So, yeah, basically from there, we might learn Mega Kick. Are we? Nah, we're not going to do it. So from there, you just basically kind of like go down this little ledge, and you just keep on walking. You just follow the path. Like, the game is going to force you to essentially just like take what you can. Like, you can't fight her yet because she's crazy strong, the girl that was at the top of the screen there. But you basically just hop down the ledge, and boom, here we are in Cerulean City. So again, like this is the city that I worked so hard on finding just to face Misty and absolutely lose. And I mean, it was a shame. But yeah, that is about it for today's episode, guys. If you guys like this episode, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And feel free to comment down below anything that you would like to see in future episodes. But that's all for today, guys. And until next time, peace.